Hello guys, how are you doing? Now, as I said before, in this video we'll solve some more problems on laws of motion. So without wasting a single second, let's begin. So the first problem says that when a body of mass 5 kilograms is pushed with a constant force of F newtons magnitude, the body moves at a constant velocity. Now, given this information, you are supposed to calculate the acceleration of the body when a force of magnitude 3F newtons acts on the body. Now, this one might require a little bit of effort from your side, so go ahead and give it your best try. Okay guys, time's up. The right answer to this question is 2F by 5 meters per second square. Let's go ahead and see the solution now. So here we have the body being pushed by a constant force F newtons and moving at a constant velocity, say v meters per second. But there's something wrong over here, right? Don't you think so? You see, according to Newton's first law, whenever a net external force acts on any body, the body always accelerates. But here, the problem says with all the confidence that despite the force F acting on the body moves at a constant velocity. So how's that possible? Are we missing something here? Well, we might be, because the only way this can happen is when a force of the same magnitude F newtons acts in the opposite direction of the push force. In that case, the two forces would cancel each other out and the net force would be zero. And then the body can indeed move at constant velocity. So can you figure out some force that can indeed act in the opposite direction of the applied force? Well, I can see one force, the force of sliding friction acting between the body and the ground. So one thing we understand from this entire discussion is that a constant sliding friction force acts in the opposite direction of the body's motion and its magnitude is equal to F newtons. Now once we know this, we can easily calculate the acceleration of the body when the force F changes to 3F newtons. So when the force becomes 3F, what is the net force acting on the body? Well, it's nothing but 3F minus the force of friction. Now the force of friction is nothing but F newtons, so the net force acting on the body becomes 2F newtons. Now this net force will cause the acceleration in the body of mass 5 kg. So we can write, using Newton's second law, 2F is equal to 5 times acceleration A. So from here, we can get the value of acceleration as 2F divided by 5 meters per second square. And that's our answer. Great. Let's move on to the second problem now. So the second problem says that a force of 20 newtons produces an acceleration of 4 meters per second square in body A and 5 meters per second square in body B. Now if both A and B are tied together and a force of 27 newtons is applied, what will be the acceleration of the combined bodies? Your time starts now. Time's up guys, let's see the answer now. So the right answer for the acceleration of the combined structure is 3 meters per second square. I hope all of you got your answers correct. In any case, let's go ahead and see the solution now. Let's suppose that the mass of body A is ma and the mass of body B is mb. Now the problem says that the force of 20 newtons produces an acceleration of 4 meters per second square in body A. So if we write force is equal to mass times acceleration, the Newton's second law expression for body A, we get 20 is equal to ma times 4. Now from here, the value of ma comes out to be 5 kgs. Similarly, the problem says that the same force produces an acceleration of 5 meters per second square in body B. So we can say force is equal to mass times acceleration for body B, which turns out to be 20 is equal to mb times 5. From here, we get the value of mb as 4 kilograms. Now, when the bodies are tied together, their masses add up, and the mass of the new structure comes out to be 4 plus 5 or 9 kilograms. Now, the problem says that a force of 27 newtons acts on it. So what do you think would be the acceleration? Well, once again, using the Newton's second law expression, force is equal to mass times acceleration. Now, force is 27 newtons, the combined mass is 9 kilograms, so the acceleration comes out to be 27 by 9 or 3 meters per second square. That's our answer, guys. Great. Let's solve one last problem before we end this video. So the problem says that an object of mass 2 kilograms was initially at rest. At t equal to 0, a force of magnitude 6 newtons began acting on the object, and the force acted for exactly 5 seconds. Now, given this information, you are supposed to calculate the displacement of the object in the first 5 seconds, which is from t equal to 0 to t equal to 5, and the next 5 seconds, which is from t equal to 5 to t equal to 10. The time starts now, guys. Time's up, guys. Let's see the answers now. So the right answer for the displacement in the first 5 seconds is equal to 37.5 meters. And the right answer for the displacement in the next 5 seconds is 75 meters. Let's go ahead and see the solution now. For the ease of understanding and the ease of calculations, let's break our problem into two parts. In the first part, we'll analyze the problem from t equal to 0 to t equal to 5 seconds, where the force was acting on the object. In the second part, from t equal to 5 to t equal to 10 seconds, we'll analyze the object's motion when the force ceased to act. Also, let's quickly draw a diagram representing all the given quantities in the problem. So here you can see we have an object of mass 2 kg experiencing a 6 newtons force. Now, because the object is experiencing a force, it must have accelerated. So let's assume the acceleration to be a. Also, assume the initial velocity to be u1, the final velocity at the end of 5 seconds to be v1, and the displacement of the object in the first 5 seconds to be s1. Now, in the second part, the object experiences no force and therefore does not accelerate. So this means that in the second part, the object moves at a constant velocity of v1 meters per second. So here, let's assume the displacement of the object from t equal to 5 to t equal to 10 seconds to be s2 meters. Now the problem wants us to find the values of s1 and s2. So for the first part, we can quickly calculate the value of acceleration using the formula force is equal to mass times acceleration. Now here the value of force is nothing but 6 newtons. The value of mass is 2 kilograms. So the value of acceleration directly comes out to be 3 meters per second square. Now the problem tells us that the object was initially at rest, which means the value of u1 was 0. So once we know that, we can easily find the value of s1 using the second equation of motion, which in this case will be s1 is equal to u1t plus half a t square. Now once we put in all the known values, we get s1 is equal to 0 times 5 plus half times 3 times 5 square. Now once we simplify this expression, the value of s1 comes out to be 37.5 meters. That's our answer for the first part, guys. Now before we move on to the second part, we need to find out the value of v1, which is the final velocity at the end of first 5 seconds. Now why is this important? Because v1 is the velocity with which the object travels for the next 5 seconds. So tell me, how do we find the value of v1? Well, for that, we use the first equation of motion, which in this case comes out to be v1 is equal to u1 plus at. Now the value of u1 is 0, the value of a is 3 meters per second square, and the value of t is 5 seconds. So once I've solved this expression, the answer comes out to be 15 meters per second. Now, as I already said, the object travels at a constant velocity of 15 meters per second for 5 seconds in the second part. So what is the value of displacement s2? Well, it's nothing but 15 times 5 or 75 meters. That's the answer for our second part. And with that, guys, let's end our video today. I hope you had a good time solving these problems on laws of motion. In the next video, we'll talk about the principle of conservation of momentum. Till then, you have fun, and I'll see you again in the next video.